introduction to forex trading. What are those things you need to know before going into forex trading? Now, most of you have been asking me, how can I start trading the forex market? How can I start making money in the forex market? Now, a quick one: the forex market is not a place where you come and make money easy. Scratch that out of your mind. It's not a place you come, you make money that certain day. No, the forex market is not done that way. But rather, you take it as a kind of a skill that you have to acquire so that you can earn more and you can make money in the forex market. You can make money in the industry. You understand? Now let's talk about the introduction to forex trading. What are those things you need to know before going into forex trading? Now the forex market is a very big market where we have the buyers and the sellers trying to what, to compete. You understand? Where the buyers they come to the market, the sellers they come to the market and we compete in order to what, to make money. Now when trading the forex market, we do trade what is called currencies. We trade what is called currencies. Now we'll be using different currencies every day. As time evolve, we'll be using different currencies. Now before we were using Kobo. As for the Nigerian students, we are using Kobo. As time goes on, we started using what? The Nigerian Naira. So other countries they have different currencies in which they what they use. Like the Ghanaians. The Ghanaians they use what? The Ghana cedis. We have the United States, they use what? Dollar. We have Great Britain uses what? They use pounds. So in the forex market, we do trade what is called currencies. Let's talk about what forex trading is all about. What is now forex trading? Now, forex trading is the simultaneous buying and selling of two different currencies. Is the simultaneous buying and selling of two different currencies. Now, what's the word? Two currencies. So in the forex market, we don't just buy and sell one currency. What we do is we'll buy and sell what two different currencies. Another thing we should take down is what we call the buying and what the selling. So in forex trading, we have people that are buying and we have people that are selling. Now the people buying, we call them what? Buyers. While the people selling, we call them sellers. So in the forex market, we both have two people driving the market. Who are those people? We have the buyers and the sellers. So the buyers and the sellers they come together, they compete in order to what? To make what? Money. So you should note this down. I first told you that it is what? Is the simultaneous buying and selling of what? Two different currencies. Buying and selling of what? Two different currencies. Now, who are the people trading the forex market? We have the what? The buyers and the sellers. The forex market opens up 24 hours. 24 hours, 5 days a week. So the forex market opens up what? 24 hours, 5 days in a week. Now, when I mean 24 hours, 5 days in a week, it means the market opens up on Sundays and closes what? On Friday. The market opens on Sunday and closes on what? On Friday. Now, when does the forex market opens up? In Nigeria, the forex market opens up 11 p.m. on the dot and closes what? 11 p.m. on Friday. So if you see somebody trading the forex market telling you I'm trading the forex market on Saturdays, meaning that person is what? A liar. Now, these are the two paramount things you should have in mind. So the market opens up on Sunday, 11 p.m. and closes what? On Friday, 11 p.m. and it runs 24 hours. That's the forex market. Now let's come back to what I told you that the forex market is simultaneous buying and selling of what? Two different currencies. Two different currencies. Now let's talk about currency. In forex trading, when we talk about currency, when we talk about currencies, the currencies they are always represented with a symbol. It is represented with a symbol. Now let's take the first one. If you see a currency like this in the forex market, NGN, If you see this in the forex market, you should ask yourself, how can I identify this currency to a particular country using this what particular currency? Now, how do you do that? Now, for you to identify a particular country and their currencies, what you do is you take the two first letters here to be the country's name, then the last one to be what the currency name. So what you do is you classify these first two to be what? Nigeria. This symbol is used to represent Nigeria as a country. So we have Nigeria, and we have the currency name represented with N. And the currency Nigeria is using is what? Is Naira. So you've been able to identify the country and the country's currency. Now let's take another one. If you see this in the forex market, GBP, how can you identify the country using this currency and what is the currency the country is using? Now, I told you the first two letters stand for what? The country's name, while the last one stands for what? The currency the country is using. So we have GB, G and B standing for what? Great Britain. So this is what? Great Britain, while the last letter stands for the currency this country is using. And the B stands for what? Pound. So this will simply tell you that if you are trading, if you see this particular symbol in the forex market, you know that you are trading the currency of what? Great Britain with respect to what? Pounds. Because pounds is the currency that what? Great Britain is using. Now let's take another one which is USD. USD. I told you before you identify, you look at the first two letters. The first two letters stands for the country. The last one stands for what? The currency that country is using. The first two here, you can see the first is what? US, which is what? United States. While the last one is what? The dollar. D stands for what? Dollar. So this is what? United States. While the D stands for what? Dollar. So you are trading the United States currency. Here you are trading what? The Great Britain what? Currency. While here you are trading what? Nigerian currency. We have so many of them. We have NZD too. NZD. NZD. The first two stands for the country's name. The last one stands for what? The currency that country is using. Now, NZ stands for what? New Zealand. New Zealand, while the last one stands for the name of the currency, which is what? New Zealand's dollar. We have so many of them. We have CAD. You always see CAD in the forex market. How can you identify the country using this currency? And what is the name of the currency in which that country is using? Now, I told you the first two stands for what? The country's name. The last one stands for what? The name of that currency. So CA stands for what? Canada. Canada. Using what? The dollar. That's why we call it what? The Canadian dollar. So you can classify this to be what? This is Canada and this is what? Dollar. So this is how we classify currencies with their what? With their country and the name of the currency. But note, in the forex market, we don't just trade currency, but rather we trade what is called the currency pair. We trade what is called the currency pair. Now, what is the currency pair? The currency pair is the coming together of two different currencies. Is the coming together of two different currencies. So I told you that in the industry, the forex trading industry, we don't just trade what is called the currency, but rather we trade what is called currency pair. Currency pair. Some examples of what the currency pair. I told you the market, in the forex market, we don't just trade what is called the currency, but rather we trade what is called currency pair. And I told you currency pair is the coming together of two different currencies. The coming together of what? Two different currencies. So let's take an example. Let's take USD and NZD. So we have USD and NZD. These are two different currencies, but they are what? They are paired together. They pair together, meaning they are together. So let's take some example, which is the USD NZD. USD NZD. So you are trading a currency, United States dollar, against what? The New Zealand dollar. So this is a currency pair. This is the coming together of two different currencies. Coming together of two different currencies. Now what are the currencies you have here? You have the United States dollar currency and you have what? The New Zealand currency. Now, let's take another one. We can take these two. These two. GBP USD. GBP USD. So you are trading the currency of what? Great Britain pound against what? United States dollar. We have so many of them. You can trade a currency pair of what? NGN USD or USD NGN. So we have something like NGN USD. So this is a currency pair. It's the coming together of two different currencies. Now, what are the currencies we have here? We have the Nigerian naira and the what? United States dollar. So that is the currency pair. So in the forex market, we don't trade this, but rather we trade what is? We trade this. We trade the currency pair. Now, in the forex market, the currency pairs they are classified basically into three. The currency pairs they are classified basically into three. What are they? Now, the first one is what we call the major currency pair. The major currency pair. The major currency pair. Now we have another one called the cross currency pair. The cross currency pair. While we have the last one, which we call the exotic currency pair. So we've talked about how you can identify the symbol you see in the forex market. And we also talked about currency pair. And I told you in the industry, we don't trade currencies, but rather we trade what is called the currency pair. Now, how can you identify those currency pair which you are trading in the market to be what? The major currency, the cross currency pair, and the exotic currency pair. Now, the first one we have here is what we call the major currency pair. Now, how do you identify a currency pair to be what? A major currency pair in the financial market? The major currency pair, they are those currency pairs that have USD attachment. When I mean USD attachment, they are attached with what? The United States dollar, whether at the beginning or at the ending of any currency pair. Now, let's take some example. Under the what? The major currency pair. This will help you know the type of pair which you are trading in the market. Now, the first one, which is the major currency pair, and I told you the major currency pair. They are those currency pairs that have what? USD attachment at what? At either the beginning or at the ending of every currency pair. Now, the first one, under the major currency pair, we have a currency pair called EURUSD. We can see that we are having what? USD attachment. But the USD attachment, is it at the beginning or at the end? It's at the ending of this currency pair. So it's a what? A major currency pair. Now let's take another one called GBP USD. Look at the GBP USD. That is the currency of what? Great Britain pound and the United States dollar. We are having the United States dollar paired to the what? Paired to the GBP, which is the Great Britain pound. So this is the what? This is a major currency because what is having what USD attachment at the ending part of the currency. Now let's take another one called the NZD USD. Meaning we are trading a currency of what? New Zealand dollar against what? United States dollar. Now, you'll be asking me, some of you will be asking me, why are we not having the USD attachment at the ending of this currency pair? What if we are not having USD attachment at the beginning of this currency pair? Now, I told you earlier that USD attachment in any currency pair, it tells you that that currency pair is a major currency. Now, let's take another one, having what? The USD attachment at the beginning. Now, let's take another one called the USD card. You can simply see that the USD is starting it. The card is being paired to what? The USD. So this is a currency pair. This is a what? A currency pair. Now we can see that this currency pair we have the USD attached. We have the CAD, which is the Canadian dollar, attached to the what? United States dollar. And this is a what? A major currency pair because there's a what? The USD attachment. Now let's take another one. We have the USD JPY. USD JPY. Now we are seeing a new symbol here, which is what? JPY. First thing you do is you ask yourself, what is JPY? Now I told you JPY. Before you identify this symbol, you first take your two letters, the first two letters to be the country name, while the last one to be what? The symbol or the currency that particular country is using. Now we have the first one here to be what? JP. JP. Now this JP simply stands for Japanese. This JP simply stands for what? Japanese. And what is the country this Japanese is using? We have no idea. They use what is called the yen currency. So we are trading a currency of what? USD against what? JPY. So this is a currency pair. And it's a what? It's a major currency. If someone should ask you, why are you trading this currency and why do you call it a major currency? You simply tell the person that what? If you check these first two, the first two is telling you that you have what? USD what? CAD. There's a what? USD attachment. That is why it is a what? A major currency. And I told you that that USD attachment might either be at the beginning or at the ending of any currency pair. So if you see any currency pair with USD attachment, you simply know that that currency is a what? A major currency. Now let's go to the next one, which is the cross currency pair. The cross currency pair. Now, what is the cross currency pair? Now, the cross currency pair, they are those currency pair, they are very volatile, but they don't have USD attachments either at the beginning or at the ending. They are those currency pair that they are volatile. That is, they have high liquidity in the market. They are very liquid, but they don't have USD attachment. Now, what are those currency pairs? Now, some examples of the cross currency pairs are listed to be these are some examples of what the cross currency pairs. These are some examples of the cross currency pair. I told you earlier that the cross currency pair, they are those currency pairs that don't have USD attachment, but their pairs are what? They are volatile in nature, they are liquid. Now, look at this currency pair. They are subdivided into how many? One, two, three, four, five, six. Now, these are currencies. These are currencies. Now, all these currencies, they are paired with different liquid currencies. When I mean liquid, volatile. They are volatile in nature. Now, look at this currency pair. Are you seeing any USD attachment? There is no USD attachment. But these currencies that are paired together, they are attached together, they are volatile when trading them in the forex industry. Now, the first one, we have this currency called the euro. The euro. Now, this euro has different what? Currency pairs. The euro is classified with different pairs. Now, the first one is the euro is paired to what? GBP, the Great Britain pound. It is paired to what? It is paired to CHF, Swiss francs, CHF. It's paired to what? CAD, Canadian dollar. It's paired to what? New Zealand dollar. It's paired to what? JPY, which is what? Japanese yen. Now we have the yen as a currency. We have the Japanese yen as a currency. Now, what are these currency paired to this yen? The yen might be at the beginning or at the ending. So look at this first one here, CHF meaning the yen is paired to what? Swiss francs. You can see the next one, Australian dollar JPY. We have Australian dollar, but we have the yen pairing with what? The Australian dollar. So the cross currency pairs, they are those currency pairs that they are very liquid in nature, but they don't have USD attachment. And these currencies might be paired to what? The beginning or the ending part of that currency pair. The last one which we have on our list is what we call the exotic currency pair. The exotic currency pair. Now, what is the exotic currency pair? Now, the exotic currency pair, they are those currency pairs that have what? They have a major currency and what? A minor currency. That they have one major currency paired with what? A minor currency. or a minor currency pairing with what? A major currency. Now, when I mean a minor currency and when I mean a major currency, what do I mean? Now, the first one I said a major currency and a minor currency. Now, the major currencies, they are those currencies that developed countries use. They are those currencies that what developed countries use. While a minor currency, they are those countries that the undeveloped country use. Now, let's take a major currency. When I mean a major currency, I mean USD. USD is a major currency. Every country uses what? USD. If you go to Ghana, if you go to China, if you come to Nigeria, if you go to Cameroon, so far as the USD is there, you are mentioning USD, they are ready to accept what? USD. But if you go to some certain countries and you mention their mentioned currencies, they are not ready to accept those currencies because why? It is not a what a major currency, it's a minor currency, it's not well known as the what USD. Now let's take one example, Singapore dollar. SGD. If you come to Nigeria and you come with the Singapore dollar to buy something, it's not nobody will accept that currency because it is not what well known. That's why it's a minor currency. Now let's take some minor currency pairs. The minor currency. Let's take some exotic currency pairs. These are some examples of the what? These are some examples of the exotic currency pair. I told you it is a currency pair that has what? They have the minor currency and the major currency be paired together, whether at the beginning or at the ending of any currency pair. Now you can see the first one, which is what? USD. USD. We know USD as a what? A major currency, and I've explained that. And I told you USD is a well-known currency, a well-recognized currency. Now we have a currency paired to the USD, and the USD is at the beginning, which is what? A major currency. We have the minor currency at the end. Now we have this currency called what? ZAR. ZAR. Now what is this currency? The ZAR is simply stand for South African rand. South African rand. So imagine somebody buying pepper or buying onions and is giving you this currency. Will you accept? You will not accept because you don't know the currency at all. You've not heard of the name. You've not heard of the name. So this currency is not well known as the United States dollar currency. This currency is not well known as the US United States currency, which is what? The dollar. Now, look at the second one. We have the EUR We have the EUR Now, we know the EUR to be what? Euro. Euro. Now, this euro is a well-known currency. After the USD, euro is the kind of the second well-known currency in the country, followed by the Great Britain pound. Now, the euro is paired to one minor currency, which is what? SGD. And I told you this SGD is what? Singapore dollar. It's not well known as the euro. It's not well known as the USD. It's not also well known as the what? As the what? It's not well known as the GBP. Now, this currency, the only people using this currency is the Singapore people, the Singaporeans. There are those people using this currency. But if you take USD, United States dollar to Singapore, they will accept it because they know USD as a what? As a major currency. If you take Euro to Singapore as a country, they will accept it because they recognize what? Euro as a major currency. What if you take GBP to Singapore? They will still accept it because they regard what? GBP as a major currency. But if you are taking the SGD to Nigeria, which is what the Singapore dollar to Nigeria, nobody will accept it because it is not well known as this what major currency. That's why it's called a minor currency. Now look at the next one, which is USD MXN. MXN. Now the MXN simply stands for Mexico pesos. Mexico pesos. Now this is what Mexican pesos. Now, imagine you're bringing this currency to America to spend it. Can you spend the currency like this? They will not even accept this currency because they know it as a minor currency. But if you take the Great Britain pound to the United States dollar to spend, you will spend it comfortably because they know that currency as a what? as in major currency. So these are some examples of the what the exotic currency pair. So we've seen example of the major currency, we've seen some examples of the cross currency pair, and we've seen some examples of the exotic currency pair. So when you are trading the forex market, you should know that currency pair which you are what specifically trading. Let's talk about the characteristics of what currency pairs. The characteristics of currency pairs. How are those currency pairs which we talked about being characterized? That is the characteristics of what the currency pair. Now, basically, the currency pairs they are classified into two. The currency pairs are classified into two. Now, the first one we have what is called the base currency. The base currency. And the second one is what we call the quoted currency or the quote currency. The base currency and the what? The quote currency or the quoted currency. When I mean the base currency, what does it simply mean? Now, the base currencies, they are those currencies at the beginning of every currency pair. The base currency, they are those currencies at the beginning of every currency pair. While the quoted currencies, they are those currencies that are being attached to the base currency. Now, let's take an example. If you see Euro USD in the market, if you see Euro USD in the market, how can you identify your base currency and how can you identify your quoted currency? And I told you the base currency, they are those currency at the beginning part of that currency pair, at the beginning of every currency pair. So this is your what? Your base currency. And I told you your quoted currency or your quote currency, it is that currency attached to your base currency. They have been pegged to your base currency, which is what? The USD. So your USD is your what? Your quoted currency or your quote currency. Now, if you have another currency of this manner, USD CAD, USD CAD. Now, you are seeing the USD at the beginning. You are seeing Canadian dollar being paired to your what? Your USD. Now, how can you identify your base currency and your quoted currency? Now, for you to identify your base currency, you simply go back to the definition of what base currency. I told you the base currency, they are those currencies at the beginning of every currency pair. Now, look at this currency pair. Which of the currencies at the beginning of this pair, you can see that is the United States dollar. So this is your what? Your base currency, and this is your what? Your quoted currency. Now look at the top left corner of your screen. You can see these different currencies here. Now the first currency you are seeing here is what? Euro USD. Now look at that Euro USD. You can see that what we have Euro at the beginning and we have USD being paired to what? Your Euro. Now look at the second one, which is what? GBP USD. Now if you look at GBP USD, you can see that what? GBP is being paired to what? USD. So your GBP is your base currency and your USD is your what? Quoted currency. From the definition of forex trading, I told you the forex trading is the buying and selling of two different currencies. The buying and selling of two different currencies. What we use in the forex market when we talk about buying and selling is what we call the ask price and the bid price. When are you supposed to buy and when you are supposed to sell? That is the simplest definition of the ask price and the bid price. Now, what is the ask price and the bid price in the forex market? Now, those are terminologies which we use to define prices in the forex market. So we have what is called the first one, which is what? The ask price, and the second one, which is called what? The bid price. So you cannot just buy and sell in the forex market without considering what is called the price. And in the forex market, what we use to represent these prices are what we have the ask price and the bid price. Now let's take the first one, which is what the ask price. What is your ask price? The ask price is that particular price which you are willing to buy a particular currency pair. I come again. The ask price is that particular price which you are ready to buy a particular currency pair. So your ask price, when you're talking about your ask price, you're talking about buying. And when you're talking about your bid price, now what is now your bid price? Your bid price is the price you are willing to sell a particular currency in the forex market. You have the ask price, you have the bid price. I told you ask price is the price you are willing to what? To buy a particular currency in the forex market. While the next one we have here is what we call the bid price. And I said the bid price is the price you are willing to sell a particular currency in the forex market. So when we are talking about the bid price, we are talking about your what? Your selling price. You understand? So we are talking about your ask price, your buying price, and your bid price, which is your what? Your selling price. So you should know when to buy in the forex market, and you should know when to sell a particular currency pair in the forex market. Now, how do you identify, or how do you know how to buy a particular currency, and how do you know how to sell a particular currency in the forex market? Now, how do you know how to buy and sell in the forex market is through our what? Analysis. Is through our what? Analysis. The difference between your ask price and your bid price, the buying price and your selling price, is what we call the spread. Number three, another terminology is what we call what? The spread. Now, you ask yourself, what is this spread? What is now your spread? And I told you, your spread is the difference between your what? Your buying price and your what? Selling price, or the difference between your selling price and your what? Your buying price. Now let's take an instance. Let's say, for example, you went to the market. You went to the market. You bought pepper, 100 naira. So you are buying. You bought pepper, 100 naira. Now you went to the house where you sell. You sell this pepper, 150, which is your what? Your selling price. Now we are talking about the spread. And I said the spread is the difference between this price and this price, or the difference between this price and this price. Now, what is now the difference? It simply means subtract this price from this price, or subtract this price from this price. Now, when we talk about subtraction, we do subtract the highest minus the what? The lowest. So if you subtract the selling price from the what? From the buying price, you simply have what? 50. Now, this 50 is serving as your what? As your spread, because it is the difference between this price and this price. Now, look at the top left corner of your screen. You are seeing different currency pairs, you are seeing different prices reading, and you are seeing the other prices there. Now, this price at the beginning here is what we call the bid price, and that price is what we call the ask price. And we know that the bid price is the price you are willing to sell this currency, and the ask price is the price you are willing to buy that particular currency. If you check very well, they are not stable, they are fluctuating, they are reading, they are fluctuating. Now, if you check at the other part of your screen here, you will see that the spread changes at different times. As the bid price and your ask price is changing, that is how your spread will be what? Changing. So your bid price and your ask price are changing automatically, and your spread is what? Changing automatically too. Now let's come back to what we are talking about. We talked about the characteristics of the currency pair, and we've gone deep into the what? The basic introduction to forex trading. Now, someone will ask me, we've been talking about the introduction, just the introduction. Now, what are those things we use in trading in the forex market? What are the tools we use to trade the forex market? What are those things? What are the software we use in trading the forex market? Now, let's talk about the next thing, which is the tools. Now, when we talk about the tools are classified into two. We have what is called the trading platform and your broker. So the first one which we'll be talking about is what we call the trading platform. The trading platform. While the second one, which we'll be talking about, is what we call the broker. So the first one is what we call the trading platform, while the second one, which we'll be talking about, is your broker. Now, when we talk about the trading platform, we are simply talking about where you look at the overall view of how the market will run. That is the trading platform. Now we have so many trading platforms. Look at the left corner of your screen. You can see the first one, which is what? The MT4. You can see the second one, which is your what? Your MT5. And you see the last one, which is your what? Your trading view. So the first one we talk about is what? Your MT4, which is called your MetaTrader 4. The second one is your MT5, which is called the MetaTrader 5. And the last one is what we call the trading. Now, these are the tools which are under your trading platform. So you can choose to use any of these tools. Now, what will you be doing in your trading platform? Or what will you be doing with your trading platform? For your MT4 or your MT5, the trading platform is a place where you do your analysis, is a place where you buy, is a place where you sell, is a place where you check the movement of the market. Now, the trading platform is also a place where you close your trades after opening your trade. It's the place where you close your trade, it's the place where you open your trade. So these properties are under your what? Your trading platform. Now, when we talk about the broker, what is now the broker? The broker serves as your bank. It's a place where you deposit your money, you do your withdrawals, and if your broker is a kind of a good broker, which is an ECN broker, your broker will your broker will give you some insight about the market. Now, when I mean insight, is how will the market be? They give you insights. They just tell you, okay, look at the market, try and analyze it there. This is what we analyze from our brokerage community. Now, do your analysis on this particular currency and see how the particular currency is moving with your own analysis. So sometimes your broker can just give you analysis without you knowing. So when they give you the analysis, your own part is to go to your trading platform, which is your MT4 or your MT5 or your trading view, and pick your what trade, or you pick your entry on that particular currency pair. So this is the tools which we use when trading the forex market. Now, for the broker, I do tell my students to always use a broker, an ECN broker. When I mean an ECN broker, a regularized broker, a broker that before you make your deposit, they will tell you either through your email or they will call you or message you. A broker that when you do your deposit, you are always you are always in charge of your what, your funds in your account. And I told you the broker serves as your bank. So you should choose your broker wisely. Now, I'll recommend two brokers to you. Now, the first broker which I've used is what we call the XNX broker. Some people call it XNX, some people call it NX. So the first broker which I would recommend for you to use, which is an ECN broker, is what we call the XNX or the NX broker. I've used this broker for the past 7 months, and they are good. They are quite okay. Now, the next broker which I would recommend is what we call the Opta FX. The Opta FX. Now, this broker is very regularized. It's very regularized. Now, why I chose this broker is it's an ECN broker actually. It's an ECN broker. And when trading with Opta FX, there are so many benefits when trading with this broker, which is Opta FX. There are so many benefits. Now, what are the benefits? Now, when you are trading the forex markets and you are earning or you are losing, there's a particular pips allocated to your entries. Now, after those trades, after you take those trades and close those pips will be given to you. Now, what are those pips used for? You have a particular Opta FX shop where you use those pips to get those products for yourself. Now, look at the left corner of the screen. You will see these are the items listed on your Opta FX shop. Now, when you get these tips, you use it to get these particular products. That's why I recommend you using what your Opta FX.